Yeah. Okay. So last week we spoke about the fast and we spoke about Machatzit HaShekel. Ooh, I forgot one thing. Okay, I forgot something I'm going to say. Megillah Esther. We're going to do the Megillah. We did the Halachot of the fast and we did the Halachot. Megillah Esther. Megillah Esther has got a certain Kedusha, but does not have the Kedusha like a Sefer Torah. If a Megillah, there's one of the Halachot of the Megillah. Does it need to be opened the whole part, or can you open up as you go along?
Well, it all needs to be open, and then they go through it.
Okay, so very good. So Joe, you're actually right regarding the person who's reading from the Megillah for the Tzibur. When he reads out, it has to be all laid out. Why? Because you have to see that the whole story is long from the beginning to the end. So even when you see the beginning, it's also got to do with the Emunah part. The beginning starts off bad, but listen, it's not the end of the story. Look how long it is, right? When you get to the end, then you see that everything works out. But a yachid, a person reading for himself, you can just leave it open, read a little bit, and then open it out. And open it out, and then at the end roll it out. But while he opens, he leaves open, doesn't roll out the other side. So where do you put your Megillah? So you have to fold it back onto each other like that and fold it in, but without rolling it. You've got to make sure that it doesn't touch the floor. It doesn't hang. If it's like on the table, you shouldn't let it hang off the table. Fold it nicely onto the table.
Why can't it touch the floor?
Don't touch the floor because of the kedusha for the Megillah. Like you wouldn't let your tefillin touch the floor. Mm-hmm. If the Megillah fell on the floor, there's no fasting. It's not like Sefer Torah, but a person should give some tzedakah, pidyon ta'anit, of the Megillah. Everyone has to read the Megillah, men, women, and children that can stay quiet. If the children are too young to stay quiet, then you stay at home and man goes for the Megillah reading and then woman goes for the Megillah reading. Or some babysits the children. Okay. Tanit Esther is a fast day, and we don't eat before the Megillah. Only after the Megillah we eat. And if it's nightfall, the person is allowed to drink. Even the person reading the Megillah is allowed to drink as well. At night, you have to read the Megillah twice. You have to read it.
So it's a question. So we are allowed to drink after Tzedakah? Before Megillah, we're allowed to drink?
Yeah. So if there's a time gap, a lot of places they have Arvit and then straight away Megillah. And then everyone eats after the Megillah. That's the minhag here in Eretz Israel. In England, I know people do Arvit and then they wait for people to come for the Megillah and it's like a break. And if it's already nightfall, then you can have a drink. Have a drink before the Megillah. That is mutar. Yeah, if a person can wait. But halacha, you're allowed. When can you read the Megillah till? The whole night. The whole night you can read the Megillah till the morning. Until sunrise, and from sunrise read it again. You have to read the Megillah twice. You can't say, I read it in the morning, or I read it yesterday, don't read the night. Mitzvah is to read it day and night. If somebody missed the day, can they catch it up miss the night? Can they catch up in a day? Can they read twice in the day?
Yes.
There's no catching up. In a tefillah, we learned last week, if you miss a tefillah of night, you can catch up the tefillah in the day, and you do shachrit twice. But Megillah, there's no catching up. You missed it, you missed it. You can read the Megillah twice, but it doesn't help you. It's not going to be a tikkun. Can you hear the Megillah on the phone?
Can you read the phone?
No, you can't read it on the phone. You can't read the Megillah on the radio, hear it on the radio, or hear it on the phone. You have to hear it live directly. What happens if you fall asleep in the middle of the Megillah? And then you wake up and you carry on. First, like a second. I just listen.
You missed the...
you need to hear everything, like every letter.
So you need to follow every letter.
Yeah, so you need to follow every letter of the Megillah. This is important halacha.
But so, quick question. What if you miss, you get sidetracked for a split second.
Exactly.
And you miss the place.
Right. So what do you do? So that happens to everybody who doesn't know the halacha. Well, this is what you're supposed to do. So this first of all about sleeping. if you're reading the Megillah yourself, even if you fall asleep, if you're reading it, and you wake up and you carry on reading from where you last fell asleep, then you're Yotzei Yedei Chova. That if you're just listening to the Megillah and you dozed off for a few words, you're not Yotzei, you have to hear it again. Where do you have to hear from? From the last place that you heard. Okay, so let's say I heard the first 4 prakim of the Megillah. And then I fell asleep, but then someone has to wake me up and really go back and read from the whole Megillah. Joe's question: what happens if I missed? I got sidetracked. I don't know what. The phone rang. Okay, so you turn off your phone. But if you got sidetracked, you read it in with the Megillah. So everyone should follow along with the Megillah and read themselves together with the Chazan. As you're reading along. Now, if you're missing a word, then you just make it up from the Chumash. You read out the words. If you have a Kasher Megillah, read from the Kasher Megillah. If you don't have a Kasher Megillah, read from the Chumash. Now, if you're following in as the Chazan says it with the wording, then you're for sure going to be Yotzei. Because even if you get distracted for a few seconds and you miss a whole pasuk, you just go back and read the pasuk in order. Now you can't carry on listening to the Chazan and then read that pasuk, because the Megillah has to be read in what's it called? In order, in sequence, in order. That's the word. It has to be read chronologically. You can't miss it out and go back. You have to read it according to the chronological order of the Megillah. So what's the way to read the Megillah? You read the Chumash and you read along with the Chazan silently. That way you don't fall asleep. You don't get distracted. And if you miss a few words, you can read it in the Chumash yourself and catch it up. And then you Yotzei completely the Megillah. Okay. Dressing up for the Megillah. Do you have to get dressed up for the Megillah?
Need to be mechupas.
It's advised.
So in fact, it's not written as a mitzvah. There's no mitzvah of getting dressed up. There's a minhag of dressing up.
But there are videos from Morocco.
The children get dressed up. Maybe you can send that to me. I haven't seen videos from Morocco.
That's where they're properly dressed. Everyone like you see the crash and the Megillah. All of them like with.
How are they dressed?
Super, like Shabbat.
How are they dressed?
Like with suits and.
Oh, excellent. Okay, this is the halach I wanted to say. Yes, the way you dress for the Megillah is like you dress for Yom Tov. The best clothes you put for Megillah, like Shabbat, like a Megillah said. You get dressed up for after the Megillah. You want to get dressed up, fancy dresses, fine. Put on funny hats, put on clothes, and there's a good reason for that minhag. Why should you dress up and put masks on? Why do we put masks? Why? Because it's all got to do with.
With Esther, what do you mean? It's like the.
Exactly, it's hidden. Who's that person dressed up like a monkey? It's my friend. It's only a costume. That is emunah, because everything in life, who is that doing to me? It's Hashem. It's Hashem in disguise. So when we reveal the disguise and the costume of other people, we realize that everything is a levush. Everything is a God in disguise. Yeah, it's a costume which will reveal what's hidden. All the bad things, all the negative things, they're all Hashem. It's all coming up and healing. When you hear the Megillah, you think also, it also said you dress in clothes before the Megillah. You also to wash your hands. If you have a kosher Megillah, some people wash their hands before the Megillah. You have kavanah to be yotzei with the reading of the Megillah, with the brachot, and you say shechianu. When you say shechianu for Kriya Megillah, you have to have in mind also the Megillah of the daytime, and also all the mitzvot of the daytime. What are the mitzvot of the day? There's 4 mitzvot of Purim. Mitzvah number 1, Megillah.
משלוח מנות.
2.
מתנות לאביונים.
3.
וצדקה.
No, that's the same thing as 3.
No, סעודה, סליחה.
Seudat Purim. So you have to have in mind of the Shechianu for Seudat Purim, for the Mishloach Manot and Matanot Le'Avyonim. All those mitzvot you have in mind when you say Shechianu.
And at which point you say Shechem, so Rabbi?
Before the Megillah, Chazan says,
sorry.
3 brachot. Which 3 brachot does he say? It says 3 brachot. Ikra את המגילה. על מקרא מגילה. שעשה ניסים לאבותינו, and שהחיינו. So when he says שהחיינו, you have in mind to be מוצא all the mitzvot.
והוא מוציא את כולם.
אני מוציא את כולם, exactly. And then you're quiet and you read along together with the Chazan. I just want to end off, there's one idea I forgot to say in the shiur as well, with the happiness. Okay, this is brought down from the Beit Yisrael HaKadosh. And we're going to tie it in as well. The Pasuk says in the Tehillim, there's a Mizmor of David Arum Chala, it says, Hafachta mispedi limcholi. You turn my eulogy into happiness, into dancing. Patachta saki, you opened up my bag. You took off my sackcloth. V'ta'azreni simcha, and you girded me with joy. So it's a little bit of play on words, but the word of patachta saki.
Pitachta,
yeah. So the Sfat Emet says, let me get this right. Yeah. Sfat Emet said, when you give to others, that brings you simcha. Giving gives you simcha. Okay? Now, it's automatically giving up is a gift to be happy. And he says it's a story of a rich man. He had everything. He had money and his health. He had children and everything was good. But he wasn't happy. And the Rebbe said to him, go give. Open up your wallet and give it to others. And you'll be happy with it.
Beautiful.
Now, why is giving to others, why does that make you feel happy? Why is that giving you happy? Why is that a gift? I know, well, I have an auntie who's 82 years old, and she's up and she's bouncing around on buses, and she's volunteering, and she helps the needy. And she's a very cheerful, happy person. And that's what she does at her age, because volunteering makes you happy. And if you Google it, giving to others makes a person happy. Even I know somebody used to volunteer with children in school. She had a tragedy that her son died at a young age. Well, not so young, he was already a married son. And she couldn't get her mind off things, but she volunteered, and by giving to others, it's not just taking your mind off things. That takes your mind off, but it actually gives you happiness. Now, maybe if we can explain that in a briefly, just to end off the shiur. When you give, and you could be giving, volunteering, giving yourself, giving help, giving money, you're actually emulating God Himself. That is the closest way you can become like God, by giving to others. And in fact, our mission in life, this is written by the Derech Hashem, Ramchal, and Bala Sulam. We were created as receivers, right? A baby, when he's born, he's just receiving. Give him food, burp him, change him. He's giving him. He doesn't give you anything, right? Okay, he smiles, but he doesn't think about giving you anything. He just happens. When you give, when we grow, we're supposed to change our want to receive. He calls it ratzon lekabel, so ratzon latet, to be givers. How do we become good people, happy people? By giving. So when we emulate God, we become like God. That makes us happy. We're achieving what we were created for, to become givers, to become good people. And that's what we're supposed to be. And by becoming good people and giving people, we become happy. And you can even Google it. You see a lot of people, they tell you one of the recipes of happy is by giving to others. Even people that don't have what to give, just by volunteering, that makes you happy. And it's a good feeling to give. You feel that automatically. I feel good. I feel empowered. It's empowering to be giving. It's godlike. It's actually very happy to do that. And maybe I'll end off. Every year I talk about this. It's my fundraising for Purim.
Did you send the account details?
So I did not send the account details. I didn't send the information. Thank you for reminding me. But it's a great opportunity to give. I give it for myself. I really believe in it. It's a great day of Purim. It's a day where anytime we give. And it's an opportunity to give, and it's a great cause. And I know all the money goes entirely to Kodesh. There's no intermediary. And any money I give, I pass on 100%. And there's nothing involved there's no marketing involved here. We give out to more than 1,000 Avrachim who's studying Torah, more than 10 different places in Eretz Yisrael, Batei Midrash, learning Torah on the day of Purim. And Tefillah Banetz, early in the morning, sunrise. No one has time to learn on Purim. Everyone's busy. Megillah, Matanot, Evyonim, Seudah, children, costumes, and there's no time to learn. People wake up at the crack of dawn in the middle of the night to wake up late and to daven Torah. I urge everyone to experience it. If you're ever in Israel, in Eretz Yisrael, I will invite you to experience it yourself to one of the places. Or maybe you'd like to join us just to feel how it will change your whole Purim. I'm going to send details out.
Oh, it's all over Israel.
It's over Jerusalem. Outside Jerusalem, we've reached Bet Shemesh and Kiryat Sefer and Ramot, Givat Ze'ev, Yerushalayim. We have Beit Pagan.
And do they have a program? Do they learn with the program?
Yeah, so it's a program. The program is we daven nets. After nets is like a small mezanot and drinks for breakfast, and then 2 hours of learning Torah. Everyone learns whatever they want.
What do they learn? Is there...
And everyone learns what they want. They want to learn Halakha, you want to learn Gemara, you want to learn Musar, you want to learn Midrashim. It's Libo Chafetz. Learning Torah b'simcha. No one forces you to learn what you don't learn. Everyone enjoys what they learn just for the care and happiness of experiencing the learning Torah. So I recommend it. Everyone comes up happy. You make someone happy. Everyone gets 200 shekel. It's like 50 pounds. That's the value of one, and I will take names for dedication, anyone who wants to give. And it should be a big zchut, the ability to give them. I wish you a Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh Tov. Zako Baruch.
I wish you all Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the shiur.
Zako Baruch.
All Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll be in touch with Zat Hashem for next week.
Hashem. Thank you, Rabbi. Lovely shiur.
Thank you. Good night. You look tired. Have a good rest, yeah.
No, I had to tend to the kid. It was...
That's good. Thank God you have a kid. It's a gift.
Sure.
Yes, exactly. That's what I dig about.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I've got so many dishes. Thank God I've got so many dishes. Thanks God I've got dirty dishes. I mean, there's food at home,
Yeah. I just want to say I like the summarize. I like the summary.
At the end. Oh, thank you for mentioning that. Okay. I don't always do it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But it's good anytime.
Very good.
Just to put it all together. Thank you, Joe.
All right, bye.
Shalom.
Thank you.
Bye. Meir, where'd you go? Hello, Meir? You want to stop recording? Meir?